What's going on, guys? This is Eric with Olympic Health Physics, and today we're going to be talking about 3 things that you need to keep in mind when you're moving, relocating, or installing new imaging equipment. So in this video, we're going to talk about some of the things that we see on the physics side that oftentimes get missed or delayed whenever we're talking about installing new imaging equipment, particularly CT scanners, X-ray equipment, gamma cameras, and PET scanners. So anything that is machine-produced radiation or uses radioactive materials, there are some specific rules that we have in place for those installations. So number 1, you need to have a radiation shielding design. Even if the room was previously shielded and previously has a shielding design, you're going to need an updated shielding design for the new equipment with the new workloads and what changing within the room. So oftentimes what we'll see is a CT scanner comes out, a new CT scanner goes in, but it doesn't go in exactly the same place. Things move, maybe a control room moves, maybe a door moves. All of those things are going to require a new shielding design. Oftentimes, if you have a previous shielding design, that can be used to assist in creating the new shielding design, but you're still going to need a new shielding design for that new equipment. So that shielding design is going to be required most of the time by state agencies, state regulatory agencies. In addition to that, the Joint Commission also has some very specific rules for CT scanners, gamma cameras, and PET scanners that a shielding design has to be completed before the equipment is installed. So even though we typically don't shield gamma camera rooms, the Joint Commission has it as a requirement. Number 2 is a radiation shielding verification survey. So after the equipment is installed and the shielding has been installed, the physicist needs to go in and check and verify that the shielding was installed as the shielding design prescribed. So this is an after the fact verification of the room to make sure that right amount of lead was installed in the different barriers, and also look for any voids or penetrations where shielding was supposed to be and it may have gotten missed. In our radiation shielding verification surveys, we usually see this in outlets or gas lines that penetrate the wall. Oftentimes around window casings or door casings, we'll find gaps there. And so all of that needs to be done according to the Joint Commission before first clinical use. So before you start using that equipment, you need a survey of the shielding by a medical or health physicist. And number 3, the last thing that we see that is sometimes not planned for, accounted for, is physics testing of the equipment. We want to go in and we want to do acceptance testing of the imaging device to make sure that the equipment is doing what it's supposed to be doing. And so there are some requirements. Most states will have requirements on testing of CT scanners or X-ray equipment, and all of these pieces of equipment should be tested by a physicist whenever they are installed. So now you know the 3 things that are sometimes forgotten whenever we're moving or installing new imaging equipment: the radiation shielding design, the radiation shielding verification survey, and the acceptance testing or physics testing of the equipment itself. If you need assistance with any of these items, feel free to reach out to us. We'll be happy to take a look at your situation and figure out how we can help.